Max Payne 3, a third-person action game developed by the legendary Rockstar Games without the assistance of Remedy Entertainment. It's a game that certainly has a lot of bite, but is it, in its current state, in this day and age, still worth a damn? Long gone are the decrepit streets of New York City as we find our titular character in his new urban jungle, the tropical São Paulo in Brazil. Having retired from the NYPD, Max has taken on the new role of personal security for the wealthy Bronco family. The trio of brothers have shady dealings throughout the city, as Max will discover. The kidnapping of Rodrigo Bronco's wife, Fabiana, becomes the first stone turned in a trail of deceit and corruption. But with Max having fallen victim to the memory mixer, he will need more than bullets to piece together the fragmented truth. It's an interesting detective tale, one that has far darker observations surrounding the climate of a third world country. Unfortunately, the characters used to explore the landscape are less intriguing. The supporting cast only provide the required motivation to lead Max to the next story beat, without any of the nuance that Sam Lake established. It's as though they are purposely written vague to establish Max's alcoholic haze, which is further established by the added Technicolor effects during major story beats. Eye-catching as it may be, it's an effect that quickly loses its impact and becomes more of an annoyance. This being an action game, I'm glad to say that Rockstar does deliver on a punchy blockbuster feel, with impactful guns that will tear through enemies and rip through the surrounding environment. It's a true visual spectacle. The game provides a decent array of weaponry: pistols, revolvers, shotguns, Uzis, and numerous rifles, each with their very own feel. There is a lack of explosives for Max to play with this time around, which is annoying given the enemies have access to them at various points. The real change in this sequel is the carrying capacity to your arsenal. Max can only carry 2 various sidearms, as well as your choice of shotgun, rifle, or machine gun. Catch is, if you choose to dual-wield your pistols, Max will inevitably drop the larger weapon. Visually, the art and animation team did a phenomenal job. Having Max carry rifles under his armpits when using his sidearm is a very nice detail. However, it's not convenient to complete one stage with a shotgun in hand, only to load into the next sequence being blasted with only a pistol in hand, and all because the shotgun has decided it prefers the snug feel of your armpit. God forbid you're clumsy like me and select dual wield instead of the shoddy during such high-stress situations.
Alright, here we go. No, I want that. That's why I picked it.
That a bit more, but no, Max, pick up the fucking rifle.
It truly is a wonder to behold the level of motion capture created for Max. Rolling to pick up weapons, rolling from cover to cover. It's a familiar weighted motion that's found in Red Dead 2's Arthur Morgan. Choose the wrong action, and your Winnebago of a character will have more holes than a block of Swiss cheese. To combat the sudden phenomena of termination, the developers have kindly added a final stand feature. So long as you carry a pill bottle, Max's version of health packs, you get an opportunity to kill the last person who shot you. It's a solid way to keep the action flowing without worrying about how much health is left. Even on harder difficulties, the game provides enough bottles to get you through each combat scenario. In the end, familiarizing yourself with the enemy entry points is the aim of the game. But to give you a slight edge over your opponents, you can always pull out your signature bullet time. I will be honest, playing the game on the harder difficulty did not net me the same quality of bullet time as was presented in previous games. Not only does it drain in mere seconds of use, it also takes way longer to accumulate. This means that a large portion of the game is played behind cover, making the ability scarcely useful during intense fights. Certainly a fun way to spice up the final kill with a bullet dodge from around the corner. It's a real shame the developers felt the need to limit it as much as they do, especially when there are set-piece moments using the ability to take out multiple targets. What about the locales and arenas in which the encounters take place? Let's be fair. No game offers the roller coaster ride of an Uncharted game, but it does step above what's found in most other Rockstar titles. Much of the game provides larger rooms or buildings connected by alleys and corridors to tackle your targets, office spaces, bus depots, airports, even a graveyard with numerous points of cover for you and your enemies to utilize. It's the wider spaces that showcase the flanking capabilities of the NPCs, adding to the threat of each encounter. Hearing the various enemies shouting commands to one another, sometimes in their native language, produces convincing motivations for the enemy AI. The production of these levels is elevated when, say, you're running through a crowded party scene or watching two factions battle it out in the slums as you pass on by. To add a little flair to the game's general run-and-gun nature, Rockstar fashioned out a series of vehicle chase sequences. It's hard to compete with these sorts of on-rail moments, particularly since Naughty Dog are still the masters of this. That said, it does break up the pace and provide some sense of letting loose. Sound design-wise, the team replicate the various weapon effects true to form. The cacophony of gunshots add to the atmosphere of impending danger. No surprise given Rockstar's pedigree for gangster storytelling. The real highlight comes from its music. Aside from a song created by Brazilian rapper Emicida, most of the ambient is composed by Heath, who establishes a rhythmic urgency to moments of danger. Mixing hand percussion, deeper drum beats, and steel-sounding synth really adds to those tense encounters. Calmer moments usually remove the percussion entirely, using melodies that hone in on the feeling of mystery and confusion. Apart from the classic Max Payne theme, and a track titled Tears that's played near the end of the game, most of the songs solely emanate the hostility felt by Max from the environment, a similar quality used in most Hollywood action blockbusters, lacking any real hook to attach sound to spectacle. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the addition of multiplayer in the sequel, a feature that I truly wish I could relive again. The bullet time madness used among the competing players was a joy to partake in. Sadly, in its current state, unless you can get a group of people together, the lack of available players means it's a dead mod. Given the game is really only available on PC and Xbox as of the time of recording, it's not really a shock. It's another one of those titles stuck on the PlayStation 3, meaning Rockstar would need to remake it for current Sony customers to experience. That said, is it really worth your time and effort? If you're more of a fan of the first two Max Payne games for their story and characters, then not really. There's nothing here in the writing that really sets itself apart from other better detective tales. You really have to look no further than LA Noire, for instance. Gameplay-wise, you could argue that GTA 5 explores bullet time mechanics, or how titles like Fear and Trepang 2 or Suits for Hire provide those same systems. The presentation and feel, helped mainly by its budget, does help a lot to make this title stand out. And with its current price point of $30, yeah, I think it's worth a damn. So check it out, see what you think. Tell me what your thoughts and opinions of Max Payne 3 are if you've played it, if you haven't. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw here, and you can follow me on Twitch and YouTube at Jake Stavik.